Alright, welcome to another stream. Technical difficulties up the wazoo. Not just with the random setup as you saw previously, but with the game also. So there'll be more on that soon, but let's jump right into the career mode. Alright, welcome to another solo out there. Alright. We're just gonna turn the camera off because it froze once again. So, not sure. Well, it's probably with how much or how demanding this game is. But so we'll get rid of that, and we will watch this actually very captivating cutscene. Showing us all the different careers that we can now play in the new game, which kind of adds a bit more immersion and gamifies a very well done simulator. So Rise of a Pilot. Choose any location in the world where you want to start your career. Choose a location. So which airport do you want to start your career? That's a good question. Do you want to do the Chicago airport? Or should we go like hard mode and go like right over to LAX? Or even just the Minneapolis International Airport would be cool. But I'm not even... Is that one not even on here? A lot of the small ones. There's the Municipal, Fleming Field. Is that the one I'm thinking of? I don't think so. Maybe it is though. Burnsville. Yeah, I don't know. Where do we want to start? There's some Fargo ones. Maybe we want to just do some small town stuff too. That'd be fun. Let's see. Rockford, Milton. Is there any small airfields in the Madison area? There's some Cottage Grove. Let's see. North is probably... Oh, you know what? Let's go to Alaska. Keep it in the US, but we'll go to Alaska. Let's see. Juneau, I think there's Anchor Point. I'm trying to remember where everything is. Okay, there's Anchorage. So we do the Campbell. Let's do something small, like the Henley. Let's select that as our starting point. Thought it was gonna crash on me. Let's see what jobs it offers me. feel like the audio is breaking up a lot. Like I might need to go into settings and drop things down a little bit since I'm streaming.
Hello there. You must be King Zalith, right?
Why is this suddenly like... I suppose it's actually in-game instead of cinematics. Yeah, let's see here. Don't be weird.
Welcome to Henley. I'm Elliot, the owner of this Aero Club.
We're part
Here
of
at the
it.
club, we provide all the training lessons you need to get started and earn your private pilot license. Then, once you've earned your PPL, you can build up your flight hours and get more experience by taking people out on first flights. But before any of that, let's head outside and take a flight to get familiar with our aircraft and the local surroundings. Welcome to the Apron. This is where all our flying adventures begin. Why don't you walk around a bit while I finish the pre-flight preparations?
Okie dokie. See, I like that you can walk around in this game, for
Today
sure.
we'll be flying in a Cessna 172 Skyhawk. It's the main trainer airplane in our flight school. Our Cessna's got a glass cockpit and a 180 horsepower engine, climbs well, and is easy to fly. It's one sweet ride. I'm ready if you are, so hop in and buckle up. Let the good times roll.
I like you can examine all the things. Definitely like makes it feel like a legitimate pre-check.
I know the plane is majestic, but you should see it in the air. Get inside, so we can get started.
But I need to see if I need to adjust anything else now. Press to interact. Oh, cool. Physically moving the ailerons. Baggage door. No baggage.
Welcome aboard. While you settle in, let's go over our flight plan. After taking off, we will climb to 1,600 feet above sea level, and then fly over the airport to enjoy the view. Ready? Why don't you start the engine for us?
Okay. And All right. So, one of the things that I wanted to talk about is that I was not able to get my yoke set up for this at all. It was not recognized. Well, it was recognized, but it didn't have a preset for it, so I had to go and try to like manually get it going, but I couldn't get it working properly before stream start. And the reason we couldn't get it welcome Avlar, the reason it wasn't working, or I couldn't get it working, was because when I initially started the game, I then had to like leave it to try to like get the settings to take. And then when I jumped back in, the game wouldn't load. And then turns out they were having a bunch of server issues due to the amount of people wanting or trying to sign in and stuff. So yeah, it was a grand time. I honestly was thinking that I'd probably have to pivot to something else, but did not have to. Fuel pumps on, beacon lights, landing lights, taxi lights. Probably need those on, but cabin power, pilot heat. So now I am using the fuel selector. I am using the good old Xbox controller.
The wind is from 270 degrees direction with a speed of 9 knots, so we'll be taking off from runway 34. Okay, let me taxi to the runway.
Oh, you're gonna taxi. Gotcha. Makes it easier.
Alright, now comes the fun part. After releasing the brakes and applying full power, we will speed up and take off once we reach 60 knots airspeed. We will be climbing at 139 kilometers per hour, which is the recommended climbing speed for the Cessna Skyhawk. While climbing, we will follow a left-hand traffic pattern and make 2 turns. Don't worry if it sounds overwhelming. I am here to help. Release the parking brakes, otherwise we're not going anywhere.
Alright. RBX.
Good. Ready for takeoff? Apply full power to get us moving. You handle the yoke, and I'll take care of the pedals, steering the aircraft on the runway during takeoff.
Definitely much better at it than I am at keeping that thing straight on the runway.
Perfect climbing attitude and speed. I see you know what you're doing. We are approaching our first turn. As you'll see, the Cessna 172 requires very little yoke movement to turn. We are 300 feet above the ground. I will retract the flaps. You can start turning left.
You got it, dude.
Keep climbing and prepare for the next turn.
That being said, when given all
Okay,
of the
turn left again. We are almost there. Remember, we need to climb to 1,600 feet. It will keep us 500 feet above the traffic pattern.
given all the issues after I initially got on
I
the...
love the weather today. The clouds are beautiful, aren't they?
There's hardly any clouds. What are you talking about, Willis? The water's beautiful, though. Oh, I don't even know what I was saying now. I did get to go in and create my character, which is just a
There we
bald
are,
guy with a red hat and a
1,600 feet above
jumpsuit.
sea level and 500 feet above the traffic pattern. We have safe separation with the other airplanes. Look around, see our airport? Let's fly over it.
Aren't I leaving my flight plan now?
Fantastic. I know that you're busy navigating and controlling the plane, but don't forget to enjoy the view.
Can open the window.
Well done. I believe you have a talent for piloting. I hope you enjoyed the flight. Let's head back to the ground now.
Okay, he's gonna take us down.
I'm glad that we flew together today. This might be the first chapter in your pilot's journey, if you want to embark on it. Let's catch up at our headquarters.
We have a headquarters?
You seem comfortable out there. I'm sure you will get your PPL in no time. There's a laptop in the office that shows all the certification information you'll need for your PPL exam. Take a look.
Guessing private, personal pilot's license, or is it private pilot?
Here you can see all the different certifications you can pass throughout your career.
Oh.
Your first step is to work towards your private pilot license.
Realizing I need to actually speak and not just nod. Since my camera is off. Alright, private pilot license. So we need to get that before we can get a commercial airplane and rotocraft. Oh, so you can go. You have to get your private pilot license airplane before you can move on to even helicopters.
All the training lessons you'll need to pass the PPL exam are available here. Make sure you're comfortable with these before taking the exam.
Okie dokie. Learn the basics of interactions. Oh. Yep. Yeah, I kind of... Private sounded more accurate, because you have to get so many flight hours before you can get a commercial license. And so you can still fly private planes. So like, you know, private jets and whatnot to get that experience, that flight time, smaller aircrafts. So yeah, that would private makes the most sense, but personal also would, but for like hobbyists. But I think for the point of this game, all right, learn the basics, interactions, and cameras. All right, Mork, what are you doing? Goofy cat. Alright, so let's start with sim controls. Alright, start. So there's a flight. Oh, we can actually look at the... Time to learn the basics. Can look at images. We're going to start the training. Yeah, it was definitely a rough start to this game, I think, since people are having a hard time getting in, and then we're having even the people that got in didn't get to stay in for long, and they finally fixed it seems, which is good, because I was worried I wasn't going to be able to stream it, which I had an easy pivot, but all the same. Still wish I would have been able to use my
Welcome to Sedona. I'm Captain Jess Molina, and I'll be your instructor. For this lesson, we're going to start on the ground and focus on some basic concepts. Fundamentals every pilot needs to know before hitting the skies. This is your plane, a classic, the Cessna 172. Take a look around it. In the simulator, anytime you want, you can easily switch to cursor mode. The cursor is handy for interacting with menus and cockpit controls or instruments. As you can see, activating the cursor also displays the toolbar at the top of the screen. The toolbar is a quick access menu that allows you to control various aspects of the simulation. Try to find and open the controls panel. The controls panel is a useful reminder of the button layout for the devices you're currently using. Now try to find and open the camera panel in the toolbar. The camera panel allows you to access the various views and camera modes of the simulation. Go ahead and close all the panels for now. In front of you is the yoke, the primary means of controlling the aircraft. In the simulation, you will be controlling the aircraft with your peripherals of choice. So, let's hide the yoke for now.
Hide it? No. Don't do that.
For now, we're done with the cursor, so go ahead and hide it. Alright, as we've seen, when you want to look around you, it's easy to rotate the camera. But you can also move it freely in the cockpit to get a better view of anything you want to see. Even through a window to look outside.
Will the LB and move the camera around using...
Now, reset the camera to its original position. Alright, that covers all the main camera functions available in the simulation. Try to familiarize yourself with them a bit more, then reset the camera to its original position whenever you're done. Great.
Okay, well that was kind of a... meh. But alright. Oh, look at that. Popped an achievement. I suppose that's not popping up for you guys though. The sounds probably are. Achieve a grade A, or A grade in the base training mission outside of the career. Wait, outside career? But I'm in the career or not? Alright. Next training. I feel like... Alright. What is this one? Aircraft Essentials.
Let's get you familiar with the aircraft, a Cessna 172, and a few commands to navigate it through the skies. In front of you is the yoke. The yoke is like a steering wheel, more or less. Turn it left or right to control the ailerons and bank the aircraft into turns. Look at the trailing edge of the wings while turning the yoke to see the effect on the ailerons. Okay. Now, the difference between the yoke and a steering wheel is you can pull or push on the yoke. This controls the elevator at the back of the aircraft to make it climb or descend. Look at the horizontal stabilizer while you pull on the yoke. You can see how it affects the elevator. Nice. Down at your feet are the rudder pedals. They steer the aircraft when you're on the ground. The upper part of the pedals also control your brakes. In the air, they control the rudder at the end of the vertical stabilizer to yaw the aircraft. This is mostly for small corrections, for coordinating turns or compensating for a plane's tendency to pull left during takeoffs and climbs. Look at the vertical tail while operating the pedals to see the effect on the rudder. Great. Last but not least, the throttle is located near the center of the cockpit. Pushing forward will increase power, pulling back will decrease power. First, look at the throttle and select it. Keep it selected and push it forward to increase power. Power is increased. Now pull it back to decrease power. Power is decreased. Now we'll do the same without focusing on it. Deselect the throttle. Look away from the throttle and increase power. Set your throttle to idle. Excellent. When the engine is on, you'll be able to see the power change on your RPM indicator. You will find it on your PFD screen in the top left corner.
Okay.
This tells you how fast the engine is spinning in hundreds of revolutions per minute. Next, take a look at your current speed on the airspeed indicator. It's on the left on your PFD screen. It measures the speed in knots. To check your altitude, look to the altimeter. It's on the right on your PFD screen. Not all aircraft have integrated screens with all this information. A lot of them rely on analog instruments.
Yeah,
You
it's all
can find
very
the analog
confusing.
versions of the airspeed indicator and the altimeter just above the throttle. They are respectively on the left and right. The analog altimeter has 3 hands similar to a clock. The long, thick pointer indicates 100-foot intervals. The short, thick one is 1,000-foot intervals, and the long, thin one counts 10,000-foot intervals. That's all for today. Next time, we'll see how it feels in the air.
Oh, good. I feel like I'm taking real pilot classes, right? Hopefully I'm still live. Next, training. All right. Attitude and pitch. So these feel very similar to the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 training modules. They just kind of made it more linear, I guess.
To help demonstrate pitch, I've drawn 3 lines on the windshield. Notice how the middle line matches the horizon while we're flying level? This is the cruise attitude. The lower dotted line is the climb attitude, and the upper one is the descent attitude. Let's dig deeper into what that means. Pull back gently on the yoke until the climb attitude line matches the horizon. Then maintain that attitude. According to your altimeter, we're gaining altitude. But we're losing airspeed, proving you can't avoid basic physics while making a climb. That's good. Keep working on it, you'll get better. Now, let's level back out. Our speed is increasing and our altitude is stable. Go ahead and gently pull back on the yoke. That's okay. When the climb attitude line matches the horizon, maintain that attitude. Push gently on the yoke until the descent attitude line matches the horizon. Then maintain that attitude. Go ahead and gently pull back on the yoke. As expected, with a nose-down attitude, our altitude is decreasing while our speed is picking up. When the climb attitude line matches the horizon, maintain that attitude. That's good. Keep working on it, you'll get better. Okay, bring us back to level flight. Now your speed is decreasing and your altitude is stable. Go ahead and gently pull back on the yoke.
Are we just gonna do the same thing over and over again?
That's good. That's okay. When the climb attitude line matches the horizon, maintain that attitude. I think a bit more practice may be a good idea. Try to make only small adjustments to your pitch to avoid overcorrection. Go ahead and gently...
Was the dialogue, was it just me or did it seem like the dialogue is like way behind what the mission statement was? Like I was moving through it too quickly. I gotta see. This is hard with the controller, I tell you. Yeah. Yeah, it was for me too. So she was like telling me to do things that like the mission thing had already told me to do. It's very strange.
For this lesson, we're going to use a line drawn on the windshield to indicate the cruise attitude. I've also added another dotted line to help you bank properly for left turns. Gently move the yoke to the left until the dotted line matches up with the horizon. Then maintain that bank. That's good. Watch your altitude. It wasn't constant during the turn. Now, let's see level back out. That's good. Remember to maintain altitude while leveling off. For the next step, turning to the right, let's see how you do on your own without any markings. You can see a series of notches representing 10-degree increments on the attitude indicator part of your PFD. As a general rule, you always want to keep your turns under 30 degrees. Start banking right until you're lined up with the second notch to the right on the attitude indicator. Then, maintain that 20-degree bank while remaining at the same altitude until I ask you to stop. Keep working on it, you'll get better. Keep working to maintain a constant altitude during the turn. Level us back out now. Great.
I feel like I killed that one.
Remember, during a turn the aircraft tends to sink, you need to pull on the yoke to compensate.
I was. But I was still dropping. Why does the audio get so messy during the transitions and not the actual gameplay? It's so weird. Yeah, probably. I mean, it's also seems just by like the server issues and stuff that they were having, I think it has a lot of like server side support, so I don't know. And I mean, I am streaming, so things are just wild. So during the transitions, it's probably loading the next thing and whatnot.
Let's talk about the throttle. If you have the need for speed, then the throttle's for you. Full control over the power output of the engine. In the Cessna 172, that relates directly to the RPM displayed on the tachometer on the PFD. Pull back on the throttle to reduce RPM to 1800.
Set. Where's my RPMs again? Oh, they're right there. There we go.
Look how your speed and altitude are also decreasing. Excellent. Okay, let's throttle back up to 2,400 RPM. Your speed is increasing now. As long as you maintain the same attitude, your altitude will keep climbing as well. Nice. That was excellent. With piston planes like this Cessna, it's common to have power targets defined in RPM.
That was a quick one. And they didn't say anything rude to me. See, normally I use these transitions to talk, but it seems to be overwhelmed. Next training session. Maneuver test. I'm gonna be tested now. Reminds you of the robots in Nier. Oh, the voice? Or like just the whole training session? Oh, the distortion. Ah, okay. Is it really bad on the... Oh, the distortion effect from giving the headset effect like when they're talking to you.
The art of maneuvering a plane through the air isn't a mystery to you anymore. Now it's time to test the skills you've learned. As you can see, we're cruising at 6,000 feet on a north heading of 360 degrees. Start by descending to 5,500 feet while maintaining a northerly heading.
5,500 feet.
While descending, reduce throttle to avoid overspeed. While descending, reduce throttle to avoid overspeed. That's okay. Now, climb to 6,000 feet and turn to a south heading. On the Cessna 172, you need full power to climb effectively.
Oh, turn to the south. Oh, okay.
Nice.
Nailed it.
All right, next exercise. Maintain your heading of 180 degrees, stay at 6,000 feet, and adjust your airspeed to 80 knots.
And... okay.
Go ahead and reduce your speed.
I am. You reduce your speed.
That's good. Your speed was well managed, but your altitude needs to be more accurate.
I went
You
up
did well,
a little bit.
but you can do better.
You do better. I only went up like 60. I feel like that's not too bad. But now we know. Next time, bump down some of the settings. There's probably some that we could lose. Ah, didn't quite get an A. My descent was the issue? Did it just take too long? I did pitch it down a lot, more than I probably should have. Pre-flight training. Alright. Seems like this is something we should have done before we learned anything in the air, right?
Hello. Today we're going to go over all the steps that precede turning on your engine. Those steps are essential to ensure your aircraft's integrity and that everything is in order for a smooth and seamless flight. First of all, stretch your legs a bit and take a look at your aircraft and your surroundings. We never took much time to look at our aircraft from the outside, so take your time if you want to inspect it. You might have noticed some extra bits on your aircraft. These are the covers and chocks. Covers are installed when the plane is not in use and are meant to avoid damaging its sensitive parts. Chocks are there to immobilize the aircraft. You'll need to remove them before takeoff.
Move your chocks. Whatever that means. Sounds mildly inappropriate, actually. I'm guessing it's wheel chocks. I gotta find where those are. Okay, I see them. Now remove. No. There we go. Alright, were there any other... Is there a wheel chock? No, I don't think so. I think it was just on the one. Alright, climb on in. Right? We're good? Did I remove all the stuff I needed to? Nothing's happening. Did I miss something? That looks different. Oh, and there's pilot
And
cover.
we're done for the outside. Now that we're sure your aircraft is functional and ready to taxi, let's check the inside. Let's get to the matter at hand. You've been given an EFB, also referred to as an electronic flight bag. It's a tablet that stores critical flight information and is the ideal tool to prepare your flight plans and enhance your piloting experience. Open it and take a look. Feel free to follow a quick guided tour of its features.
It's so far away. I already took that tour. Can we just skip it? It's not gonna let me skip it, is it? Why is it being weird? Alright, fine. What do you want me to do, lady? What do you want me to do? Tell me. I don't care when I'm turning on anymore. Oh, they probably want me to open up my checklist, don't they? Okay, so to the pilot tab. Oh my god. That's so clunky. Why do I have to use the mouse? Alright. This is telling me how many hours I have. Flight distance. Oh, let's just play it. Flight performances checklist. Remove pilot cover, check for blockage. Or is it pit time? Okay. Is this the outside? Parking brake is set. Not sure what's going on here. Why is it being so weird now? I already looked. Toggled it on. Alright. And ignition switch. Alright. What are you mad about now? Switch. Okay, yeah, it's set to off. Avionics pre-flight inspection and so yeah, this is just teaching me everything. Am I supposed to just get out? Reset. I'm done. I'm leaving. What is this? What do you even want me to do here? Just gonna check these all off, you know, as per procedure. I already checked all that. What's outside? Test and check. Push the throttle lever slightly. Pull mixture level in full aft position. If engine is cold. Is this alright? I like that they have the checklists and stuff, but what else do they want me to do with this? Bing bong. Was that annoying you too? Because it was annoying the hell out of me. What do you want from me? Every good flight lesson, preparing your aircraft and taking all the necessary precautions is essential for every pilot regarding this experience. Today we'll learn how to just do that and which tools can help us in reaching that goal. Why did it make you think of Project Zomboid? Oh, people leaving the lights on and stuff like that in the vehicles. We're gonna end that. Yeah, abort. Go back to head. Let's learn something different than that. Especially since they stopped giving me instructions. I know they probably just wanted me to go through the whole checklist and start the engine and get going. I can just take a bit more before the exam. Prerequisite for specializations. No, wait. Is this bringing me in? Yeah, this is one of the training sessions. Aircraft, as this is one of your first lessons, we'll start by getting familiar with the main aircraft controls. In this tutorial, we'll learn about the yoke, which controls the aircraft ailerons and exit. Then we already did this one. Alright, back to headquarters. Guessing the list on the left is all of the maneuver, pre-flight, taxiing, takeoff, landing, throttle management. So yeah, there's a lot left. Should we just cost 2,000 to take the exam? So I could essentially have to start all over if I mess up. Let's just move to taxiing. I don't really want to. I understand how to use the checklists. So this game is definitely thorough. I definitely feel like I'd be enjoying it so much more if I could use the peripherals that I want to use.
Let's take a moment to talk about taxiing. Taxiing refers to moving the aircraft on the ground under its own power. In particular, getting from the ramp out to the hold short point on the edge of the runway. Steering on the ground is managed through the rudder pedals. That's right, unlike driving a car, we turn by using our feet. Okay, ready? With the throttle idle, release your parking brake.
You got it.
Okay. Now, gently increase throttle to get the aircraft moving. Go easy on your throttle. Use your rudder pedal to turn left and enter the taxiway. Increase throttle to gain forward momentum and then reduce RPM accordingly to match a fast walking speed while taxiing. Now, Test the brakes. Watch your speed. Good. Brakes checked. Watch your speed. Taxi to the next exit, then come to a stop. Unfortunately, one of your wheels crossed out of the taxiway.
It did?
Taxi to the next exit, then come to a stop. Remember to control your speed with throttle and brakes. See the crossing in front of us. Stop before it, as if traffic was coming off the runway.
Am my parking brake on again? Or am I just...
Watch your speed. Watch your speed.
Oh, failed that.
Unfortunately, one of your wheels crossed out of the taxiway. Taxi to the next exit, then come to a stop. Remember to control your speed with throttle and brakes. See the crossing in front of us. Stop before it, as if traffic was coming off the runway. Unfortunately, one of your wheels crossed out of the taxiway. All right, taxi to holding point Alpha 1 next. It's at the far end of the airport, near the head of runway 21. Stay as close as possible to the taxiway center, marked by the yellow line, and watch your speed. Watch your speed.
I'm watching.
Watch your speed.
It's not easy with trying to use the A, B buttons.
After the right turn, come to a stop before the hold short point, in prep for takeoff. You've mastered that lesson. The next challenge will be to keep the aircraft under control while at full throttle for takeoff.
You got it. Alright, let's try takeoff. We'll wait till the video stabilizes a little bit. Go. Seems good enough.
There's an old saying I like, a mile of road will take you a mile. A mile of runway will take you anywhere. Taking off isn't hard, but there are a few key points to remember. First, we always take off into the wind, which won't be an issue on a calm day like today. Second, before we enter a runway, we always make sure it's clear. Check to the right to see if a vehicle is on the runway. And to the left to make sure no other planes are approaching. Runway numbers are not arbitrary. Each number matches the first two number of the runway's compass bearing, rounded to the nearest 10 degrees. For example, a runway orientated towards the north would be numbered 36, which is 360 degrees on a compass. Everything looks good, no cross traffic. Go ahead and taxi into position. Now slowly taxi onto the runway and align the plane with the center line. Then stop your plane just after the number 21.
Like this 21? Oh no. I don't think I went the right way. I think I'm supposed to go right.
Now slowly taxi onto the runway and align the plane with the center line. Then stop your plane just after the number 21.
Yeah, if I would just look at the instructions there. Brake. Nowhere near the center line.
Keep working on it. You'll get better. All right, let's do this. Apply full power, and I'll walk you through the takeoff as we go. Use your rudder to stay on the center line, and keep pushing power until you reach 55 knots. Good. Now, gently pull back on the yoke. And we're airborne.
Kind of.
Line up the top of your instrument panel so it's a couple of inches above the horizon. That'll pitch us up and set a good climb attitude. Maintain 75 knots and we'll reach our target altitude of 5,500 feet in no time. Focus on flying straight. Use your rudders to remove the left yaw plane as when climbing. You can see your current yaw input by looking at the MFD's slip skid indicator. Maintain 75 knots and climb to 5,500 feet.
Oh, I'm pulling up too much.
Okay, 5,500 feet. You've reached your target altitude. Technically that counts as a takeoff, but I bet your next one will be better.
I would hope so. That was not a good one. It's so touchy with the gamepad. And I hate that you can't, like, actually tell the throttle position. Alright. But I think that's just gonna be it for tonight. We have another 15 minutes, but I don't... Oh wait, we still have landing to do. I don't think I want to attempt landing with the gamepad. And I also want to figure out a way to stabilize the video a little bit better, because this has been a rough ride. Also, wow, my there, that's better. Everything was just redlining there the entire time. But yeah, skipped a couple. Also, yeah, we got landing yoke management. Yeah, landing throttle management. Follow a traffic pattern to prepare for landing, and then first solo flight. So yeah, we've got a few left before we can take our private or RPPL exam. So yeah, we'll probably, hopefully before next time, I'll have that done. We can actually start getting into more of the career aspects of this, and I'll have settings kind of figured out too, so that maybe it will run a bit more smoothly and stuff while we do the stream, and hopefully the game itself isn't so touchy and actually lets me do these things before the stream starts. But since it was ready and available, I thought I'd give it a rough shot, because a rough shot for my stream is pretty similar to how this game launched so far. But yeah, definitely think the game looks a lot better. I like that you can get out of the aircraft and actually do like the external pre-flight checks. Yeah, the audio design is pretty cool. The dialogue is very AI sounding, and which I think it is all AI. And some of it is still like that old robotic, like I think when we were doing character voices for like my character, when I did the character builder when I first signed on, it was very, very AI. Yeah. So there's that. Let's see. Is my camera finally working? No. But there I am. Hi, look at me. Even switching. Yeah, it's just a big me going very slow, which it's probably honestly the game bogging everything down. But probably should just turn that off again. But who cares, right? It's been a rough ride for this game, but honestly, now that it's working, it's much better. As far as like streaming goes, I should probably have less things happening to hopefully not bog it down so much, which I think in the graphics I already dropped it down. That it's full screen, that's probably not helping. Anti-aliasing, render scaling, AMD, dynamic settings, global rendering. So yeah, everything's running at high. I could probably off-screen terrain pre-caching. So yeah, that's probably a good idea. So high-end quality, I probably would just want to set that down a little bit. Just level of detail for other objects. So yeah, there's some things that I could probably adjust here, like shadows. Those tend to cut in to a lot. Depth of field's good. There's, kind of have to pick and choose what I want to be highly rendered and what, shouldn't be. Honestly, probably just bumping this down to like the next spot down would help exponentially. But yeah, what can you do? If I had more time, I definitely would have played with a lot more of that ahead of time. But yeah, that's all I have for tonight. Thanks for everyone that tuned in, and thanks as always to Avalor for always showing up. And we'll talk to you next time. Bye.